Well, one last thing about the ITT MC tab. Now, I know some of you out there were after a look at the turntable in more depth, and when I did the first video on this, I couldn't demonstrate it because I hadn't got the stylus. Now, Adam wanted me originally to see if it was possible to fit this with a BSR cartridge, an SC12M or SC12H perhaps, which ITT had used in earlier models. But this is quite a late model, and it's made in the very late 70s. And being an ITT, I thought it might just spring a little surprise on us. And I had a feeling somehow that this might be fitted with a magnetic cartridge. And if it is, there'll be an equalization circuit in there. Because what they do when they press a vinyl record, record a vinyl record, they reduce the bass somewhat. Because if they didn't, the needle might well jump out of the groove, literally. And they boost the treble. And the equalization circuit then corrects all this so that what you hear out of the amplifier is more or less right. Now, kit that uses ceramic pickups doesn't generally have that. It's not necessary. It's got a different sort of, well, I suppose you'd call it performance range. So obviously the use of a ceramic pickup was out, because quite apart from anything else, they put out quite a high signal compared to the magnetic type or moving coil. So no, we couldn't do that. And when I looked this up, and thanks to those of you who have sent me as well, I found this set is fitted with an Audio Technica cartridge, no less. It's obviously a BSR motorboard, isn't it? You can see it quite clearly. It's a rather stylish one, I have to say, but it is a BSR. It's still got the suspension screws here and there. And if you ever transport anything with a turntable like this, and it doesn't matter if it's an old record player, music centre, stereogram, radiogram, console, call it what you will, for heaven's sakes, tighten these screws down, because the deck is spring loaded, and if it's bouncing around everywhere, the chances are something will break or get out of alignment or adjustment or whatever, and then it won't play. We don't want all that rubbish, do we? This one actually plays 78s, and usually for quite a late music centre, and you had to have a different needle to do that, because there's an LP and 45 needle, and then there was a 78 needle. Rather like some crapophones are today, but I wonder how many people actually bother to change the needle or know you need it and then bugger up their records. It's nice. Well, I suppose you could say it serves them right for buying such a contraption. You can forgive me, I mean, that was given to me. Anyway, so enough of me waffling on. See what this thing does. This here deck was my deck of choice, actually. If I ever got an Amstrad tower system presented to me with one of those dreadful, crappy, latterly made in Brazil decks, where the speed selector switch was just a wiper on the circuit board and you could never get them to run properly, because the fixing centres were the same, you could throw the wretched thing away and put one of these in. You either kept the cartridge that can come with it if it was the Amstrad one, or if it was an earlier one like mine, it was an SC12M, so you just use that instead. And you might even find that the donor set, because you used to find them on the dump, believe it or not, in those days, had one in it. Anyway, enough, here we go. And I have to say that does sound very nice indeed. Full marks for ITT for selecting this particular model. Hey, the automatic arm return system works beautifully on this, and this was another thing that those little old tower systems sometimes didn't have. So for the first time ever, the customer would have a machine that could play 78s if they wanted, and if they did want, I'd fit a flip over stylus in it so that they could do so. But yeah, this is a very nice machine indeed. This does actually make a difference, this counterbalance weight. It's been set up and it plays beautifully, so I've left well alone. If it works, leave well alone with regards to that sort of thing. Die Elektro-Machine Control ist nicht für Mittengraben und Fingerpoken bei der Scheizkoffen. Otherwise, it's possible, schnappen die Spriggenwerk, blown fusen, Poppenkorken mit Spitzensparken und Schockensalven. So das Cotton-picking Touristen and Rubbernecken must keepen das Cotton-picking mit in die Pocket. To relaxen and watchen das View Lampen. As I'm sure they never said Germany. Anyway, see you soon.